Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bravo Tea with a Stay at Home Mom. I'm Erica, and I'm ready to talk all things Bravo.
Welcome back, everybody. And on this episode, we are going to get into some intense Bravo tea that I could barely even keep up with over the weekend because I'm trying to keep up with my two children that are now officially on summer break that are making me lose my mind, just like all these Bravo celebrities are losing their damn minds. So we're going to kick it off with probably the most intense drama, which was the Billie, Tom Sandoval, and Victoria. So Victoria is Tom Sandoval's new model girlfriend who used to date Leonardo DiCaprio, that I'm wondering if she's right in the head anyway to date Tom Sandoval. And she claims she never watched Vanderpump Rules. So obviously you didn't, because you know that he's a cheater and he's crazy. And you are riding the crazy train because all of the drama she has been starting with Billie is all unfolding while Tom Sandoval is not even here. He is off filming season 3 of The Traitors. So I have a feeling that Billie also kind of waited to stir some of this drama while Tom was away, but Victoria ain't shy with clapping back. And the funniest part, I do have to say before we get into the details, when they were going back and forth in the Instagram stories, like a pickleball match with Randall Emmett, and I couldn't even friggin' keep up. Victoria made a little meme, and it was like the part in Mean Girls when Regina George was like, "Why are you so obsessed with me?" And she said over, "Why are you so obsessed with me, Billie?" And I was like, oh my God, this is gold and crazy. All right. So Billie has a podcast, which no, I do not listen to it. I'm sure it's just atrocious. But she accused Victoria of thinking that her and Tom were cheating. And it's like, well, Tom Sandoval is a cheater, but I don't really know why Victoria would think that Tom is cheating on her now. Do I think that Billie and Tom Sandoval ever hooked up? Absolutely. And I feel like Billie feels a little used also because at the beginning of the season, Tom didn't have any friends. But Billie, I feel like, wanted to be back on the show and was almost using Tom to get back on the show. But Billie is also accusing Victoria of moving some of her belongings that were in the house. And then it's like, why are your belongings in the house? And then Billie said that Victoria moved some of Ariana's belongings that were in the house. But I'm also wondering why Ariana's belongings were even in the house still, because as we know, she purchased a home in March. Yes, they do still technically on paper share that house and are responsible for costs of that house, but Tom just lives in that house right now. So if I was Ariana, I'd be getting all my hoarding shit from that bedroom out in case anyone tampered with it. And it's like, not that I want to give Tom any wonderful awards, but if he's the only one in that house, I would assume you would let him sleep in the master bedroom. I mean, he's been shacking up in the guest room, and Victoria's like had it. She wants to be queen of the house. She wants to sleep in that master bedroom. So apparently she was like moving Ariana's stuff, but then Ariana's friend Logan came and got it because, she has better things that she's doing, like filming Love Island right now, not being a crazy nutbag like this Victoria. Because also Billie is claiming that Sandoval's drinking has gotten worse and he is missing work commitments. So he is like calling people and saying he's sick. He's doing the I can't come out, I'm sick. And Billie is alleging that this is all Victoria's fault, which it is interesting that he's losing control and drinking right now, and a coinky dink that it's because he has a new girlfriend, because on Vanderpump Rules he was sober, and I guess we could say he was acting well-ish then. But I mean, yeah, obviously if he's going into a downward drinking spiral, that's not good. And then Victoria went on Up and Adams. So he's like a YouTube blogger that talks about all Bravo. So he had Victoria and Kyle Chan on his YouTube channel over the weekend. And Victoria was looking all kinds of weird. Like, I don't know if she was on something, drunk, I have no idea. And Kyle Chan looked like he had immediate buyer's remorse sitting next to her doing all this. And like I said, all the meanwhile, while Tom Sandoval isn't even here, he doesn't even know any of this is happening. I mean, how freaking wild. So, not only is all of this happening, she's then doing a live interview talking about it. And we have to remember, this woman claims she never wanted to be involved in this Vanderpump world. Well, sweetie, you could have fooled me because you going on a live interview like this, like if Sandoval was here, he probably would have been like, don't you dare. Don't you dare go on a live interview because this is feeding the beast. You need to just keep cool, calm, and collected because obviously he has been through the ringer with the whole Sandoval. So he knows how to handle things even better now, if you think about it. Because he may have made some slip ups and done some stupid things. We know freaking Raquel did when she was doing that fake interview before the reunion outside that nail salon that she doesn't even get her damn nails done, that she brought her own foldable chair to for TMZ or whoever that was that came up. We know you called the paparazzi on yourself. But he would definitely advise Victoria not to do this. Um, they were accusing Billie Lee of saying that Kyle Chan was spiking Tom Sandoval's drinks to take advantage of him. So all of this is just so messy and just so crazy. All the meanwhile, Schwartzy has unfollowed Victoria, as has his girlfriend. His girlfriend's name is Sophia. So they both unfollowed Victoria. So when Sandoval gets back from the traders, this is going to be very interesting how all this goes down. And he posted something from his Instagram story, and people are like, oh, I thought he was not supposed to have his phone and blah, 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 blah. It's like he probably has his PR crisis team making a post. Or remember on Vanderpump Rules, he said he had HR to fire Anne and a whole HR department. He said to Katie. So maybe he has the HR department on it doing like an emergency post. And these people, like when they're away, because I think even like Dorinda posted pictures and stuff, like I'm sure they're giving somebody in their camp their password to keep up on their social media. They're not going to let their social media be dead for 3 or 4 weeks while they're gone. That would be like, social suicide these days to even not have social media going for like a couple days for these people. So, that they're having somebody keep up with their social media, answer people, like, keep the workflow. I wouldn't want to go on one of those shows where I couldn't have my phone. That would be like weird. And especially since I'm married and have kids, I would feel highly uncomfortable not being able to reach them / them not being able to reach me. I feel like they get phone time, somebody told me though, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's like you're in jail. You get like an hour of phone time. But I would also assume there's like an emergency number, like if your kids or spouse would need you, they would say, oh, there's like a landline, so old school landline in the house, just call this for emergencies and we'll get like your spouse or parent, obviously, because you can't deprive people of that. But speaking of the traders, that is going on to my next piece of gossip. So, allegedly, everything's always alleged, by the way, until it comes from the horse's mouth. Allegedly, Lindsay from Summer House was supposed to be on season 3 of The Traders. And it is said that she was replaced by Sierra because Dorinda ratted Lindsay out because apparently Lindsay is pregnant. Now, we have Lindsay in Italy celebrating the marriage of Andrea and Lexi. Now, Andrea used to be on Summer House, our Italian stallion. He is going to be tied down, tying the knot in his native land. And Lindsay is there. And I'm assuming her boyfriend is there. And I'm assuming if she's pregnant, that it's with her boyfriend. This is all just such juicy gossip. And the juiciest part, Carl's at the wedding too. Oh my God. And Jason from Winter House is there. And he actually had gotten Lindsay pregnant, if we all remember that. And she had an abortion. So this is all, or no, did she have a miscarriage or an abortion? Oh my God, now I'm blanking. I'm sorry. because it was so long ago. I don't even remember. I think she had a miscarriage. I'm sorry. She didn't have an abortion. But isn't that wild? So she's got her ex fiance over there, an ex potential baby daddy over there, and possibly a current baby daddy boyfriend, and carrying said baby. I need to know. And then I went on her Instagram stories because I'm like, if she's like out in wine country drinking, then that bitch ain't pregnant. And I'm breaking the news. But she did have a picture of like little cocktails, but it could have been a mocktail. We won't know. And one was like a strawberry type thing. And I'm like, if she is pregnant, that's definitely the mocktail with the strawberry shit. I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't even know what mocktails are in Italy. They'd be like, "What? You pregnant? You could have little bit. You could have little bit of alcohol, little wine for the baby." But I don't know. I don't think Paige and Craig are there because I saw she was posting. It looked like she was in New York. And that would be a little weird if you think about it. That, like, she's not an ex girlfriend of Andrea's, but an ex hookup, ex lover. And I don't know, though. Like, Craig is friends with Andrea. And then I feel like Paige is friendly with him. And the whole gang is invited, but I don't know. Maybe they were invited and they politely declined. Um, I don't know. But then we have Kyle over in Italy solo, not with Amanda. So, also what came out over the weekend is that allegedly he was out to dinner with Everett in company. We remember Everett from back in Summer House days, ex of Lindsay's, cheersing to a new divorce that is going to happen for Kyle. And I was like, what the shit is going on with everyone on Bravo? Everyone is freaking single, and all these people are on shows together. How will we tread forward with these shows? So, again, this is alleged, but an Instagram account called Face Reality 16 posted a video from Kyle back in November because remember when he was joking this season on Summer House of becoming a DJ? He took that joke to reality. So Amanda isn't allowed to downstep from Loverboy and do a swimsuit line, but he is allowed to have a joke of a DJ career because it's like, we already got DJ James Kennedy, and he's actually a good DJ, and that is his trade. We don't need you pretend DJing, not doing whatever. So he was on a DJ fling in November, and he is kind of talking to, it said cozying up to, and I'm like, I feel like cozying up means you're like sitting and like snuggling. He was like standing up talking to someone, but still, whatever. He was solo talking to a lady that was not Amanda. And it's alleged that he cheated on Amanda back in November doing that, and that they're going to get divorced now. Now, if that happened in November, we're now in June. I think we would have freaking known about it back in November, let alone sometime in these months. And Kyle and Amanda have been like doing appearances. She was on Watch What Happens Live. He was on Watch What Happens Live. They were both in the audience for each other. I mean, they're doing like promo for Summer House. So I feel like if there was serious trouble, we would know. And like I said, if he was canoodling with someone, we would have that video back then, not now. So I think that is all false, but the dinner cheersing to a divorce is interesting. So I'll put aside the video and the alleged uh, hookup of back in November, but him currently apparently cheersing to that could be more factual. And then the fact that he's in Italy alone, but he claims that him and Amanda are fine and that she just couldn't make it. But I do find that weird. It's like you've known about that wedding for a year at least because it's a destination wedding. And I remember Andrea was on the show saying they were definitely going to get married in Italy. So you know that he gave people dates way in advance. So it's like, Amanda, no offense, but what are you doing that you can't come? And your spouse is there and all your friends. And it's like, a magical time for Andrea. And he was at your wedding, like you should be supporting him. So I'd love to know what she's doing. Maybe she's starting her bathing suit line and that's why she can't come. So I do find it ironic that she's not there and there's like waves that there is trouble in paradise. Um, Also interesting news and random news, Denise Richards is going to get her own show on E! That is very weird, but I'm not going to lie, I will watch it. I want to see if they talk about her and her daughter being on OnlyFans, and I just find that fascinating. And then speaking of Beverly Hills, they have cameras up rolling. I saw some footage. Kyle was getting into it with somebody. I don't know who it was, but she was shaking her head with her hands in the air. And I don't know, maybe they're, wanting questions or, I mean, wanting answers to the questions of last year because I feel like it was still unanswered. I feel like we got a lot of inside scoop on buying Beverly Hills, though. Like that was giving it all to me. But you know what, Kyle? In this town of Beverly Hills, you might not be a lover with Morgan, but I feel like in the town of Aspen you are because they have been spotted in Aspen before by people and like blind item tips. And people are like, they're definitely dating for sure. So I need and want more answers. And her sister Kathy is going to be on the new season. She's an official friend of, and Sutton's friend Jennifer Tilly is. So I feel like we'll get Kathy juiced up and we'll get her loose lips because I feel like she's a bad liar and she has loose lips. Like by accident, she'll be like, "Oh yeah, Kyle and Morgan were making out. Oh, oops, did I say that? I'm sorry, Kyle." I thought the cameras weren't on. I'm sorry. I thought you were Garcelle. Remember when she said that season? She's like, "Oh my God, I thought you were Kyle." And I'm like, okay, that's weird to mix your sister up with a black woman on the cast, but that's okay. Um, we got Orange County coming back to us July 11th. I'm very excited. I'm going to have a special guest on my podcast to maybe the first episode or the second episode. I'm not sure. We will work it out sometime, but I'm going to have the official Bravo mom. I'm very excited. And she lives in Orange County. So maybe she'll have some inside scoop for us. We got Alexis Bellino. Jesus Jugs is going to be on. Yelling at my girl Shannon Bedore. I don't like it. She's like, "I'm dating your ex-boyfriend, Shannon Bedore. There's the door." And I'm like, how long did you practice that line in the mirror, bitch? Like, I'm sure Tamara will be all cozying up to Alexis, and I don't like that because she's the one that nicknamed her Jesus Jugs and didn't like her back in the day. Remember when she kicked her out of her party? And she's like, "I had to go on Xanax for it, Lydia." Okay. So now Tamara's going to be friends with her. I don't know. And then we got Gina. I talk like I have peanut butter at the top of my mouth, roof of my mouth. From Long Island. She's got a friend coming on this season. She just gets on my nerves. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sure she's a lovely person in person, but I don't want to watch you on TV. You live in a damn townhouse with like 10 people, honestly. I don't want to watch that. I want to watch people like Heather Dubrow. I want to watch my girl Vicky whoop it up at Ondelace. I don't know. I just like don't mind I don't mind Gina, but I just get bothered by her being on the show because I'm like, why are you on this like affluent show and you're not really an affluent person? Like you're not rich. Like I said, you live in a freaking townhouse with like 10 people, like your kids and your boyfriend's kids. And apparently she asks him to move out, but I just saw like a picture of them like out yesterday. So I'm like, I don't know. That's weird. I also I don't know. Her ex-husband was hot too, like way hotter than the current boyfriend, but he cheated on her. So good riddance to him. But I wonder if he'll still be on because I feel like his girlfriend like wanted to be on the show. So they're like low key always like lingering around. And then we got Jersey. I just got word today that apparently Radar Online reported it, but it's apparent that safe for next season is going to be Teresa Giudice, Dolores Catania, and Rachel Fuda. I find that to be so random. So I think Jennifer Aiden honestly is going to get fired because she apparently leaked screeners to people, and that's why the reunion is canceled. And the reunion is also canceled because everyone is like saying they don't want to film with each other. So we got two things happening. And then we got Teresa talking to bloggers. So I'm going to have a special guest on Monday who is going to have intense inside scoop on that. I went on her podcast before, but she's going to be a guest on mine. She lives in Jersey. She knows these people, some of them personally. So we're going to get down into the nitty gritty of that. But yeah, there is like receipts of Teresa literally texting people and saying like, oh, we need to get this account down, or like, oh, can you send me this, and asking dirt on people. And she was just on Watch What Happens Live and denied it all, but people are coming forward. So I'm really shocked that between that and Kooky Louie and her refusing to film with people, that she's not on the chopping block and that she's going to be safe. Because let's just hypothetically say that Jennifer Aiden is going to get fired. Teresa will literally not have anyone on her side because, like I always say, Dolores is Switzerland. She's in the middle. So she almost doesn't count because she's not going to jump on the island alone with Teresa. Even though she is friends with Teresa and she does like Teresa and she will film with Teresa, she's not going to jump on the island alone with Teresa. So if we get rid of Jennifer Aiden and it's Teresa and Rachel Food is definitely coming back, who the hell is Teresa going to film with? I'm assuming like Melissa isn't safe, or else they would have wrote that too, because that would have been juicy to be like, oh, the sister-in-laws are safe, so we'll get all this bullshit going on for the next 10 years of the same thing, them not talking, family drama. If Melissa gets fired, but her friend Rachel Fuda stays on, she's not going to film with Teresa. I mean, it's just interesting. Like, I just have to say that I feel like Teresa has to be fired because she doesn't get along with anyone. So if we got rid of her, but left Jennifer Aiden, but I feel like she's going to get fired because she leaked those screeners and she's being a bad girl going against contract. Even if Jennifer Aiden did stay for some reason, she would film with everyone, including Melissa. So it's like, I don't know why we would keep Teresa, who's not going to film with people. And if new people come on, Teresa is like barely going to like them, because where are the new people going to come from too? They're probably going to be like Rachel Fuda's friends, or like Danielle. We tried Danielle's friends, but Danielle isn't even talking to Teresa. So I don't really think we would get rid of Danielle either. Because we're just getting to know her. And, she was asking good questions on the last episode at the bougie brunch, or not the last episode, 2 episodes ago, the bougie brunch. I don't think they'd get rid of her. So I don't know. And then it's like Margaret won't film with Teresa probably. So I don't know. I'm shocked at those 3 being safe. I'm not shocked about Dolores because I feel like she'll be on for the end of time. Because she's just so easy probably to work with. And like I said, she's Switzerland, friends with everyone. So they're like, you're perfect. You're beautiful. But I don't know. Having Rachel Fuda and Teresa is interesting because they definitely won't film with each other and don't like each other. I want lightness. Like, I don't know. I just want some lightness on that show. I feel like it's getting dark. But I feel like that's kind of it for the Bravo T. But I feel like that whole Billie Lee, Sandoval, Victoria shit was really intense. Ping pong, like I said back in the Instagram stories. We got the Lindsay drama, though. That was interesting. Can't wait to watch the next part of the Summer House reunion. So I'll probably do like a bonus episode of that, because I am going to have a guest on for Jersey. So we will just talk about Jersey for my Monday episode. So perhaps like Saturday or Sunday, I will do a bonus episode for Summer House. It is going to be Father's Day though on Sunday, so happy Father's Day. I'm sure no one will have time to listen to me on Sunday because fathers will be like, I don't want to listen to Bravo garbage for a day, because that's what my husband would say. He's like, I want to watch golf and we're going to do what I want because it's Father's Day. And I was like, that is true. We will do what you want, even though he deep down loves Bravo. Also an exciting thing that I am taking him to, speaking of him, on Monday, we are going to be going to a restaurant not too far from us in Jersey. It's called DePaulo's, to have a dinner with Joe and Melissa Gorga. So it's fascinating that there's no reunion. She's not technically safe yet for next season, and I'm going to see them. Like, I may have to just ask, like, are you nervous? Are you going to be fired for next season? She'll probably like give me the stank eye. Maybe I'll get Joe like drunk and he'll spill some secrets, but I'm going to do a whole separate bonus episode with my husband to recap our meet and greet and dinner with them. I'm going to make my husband buy Joe a shot so they could do a shot together. And like I said, maybe he'll have some loose lips. Because his sister has some giant lips and she's always talking about them. And I hated on Watch What Happens Live, by the way, that she said that Louis wanted to bring that bottle of Blue Label Johnny Walker for Joe, not her. I just think that's mean. I don't know. I did think it was weird, though, that they even gave him anything because she's always saying the door is closed. But that's why maybe I believe that Louis wants to do that to not get Teresa fired. Like maybe behind closed doors, he's like, dude, if you don't shape up and talk to people, Bravo will fire you. I don't know why you think just because you started the show that they won't fire you. Because if you're difficult, you're definitely the highest paid one, and you won't film with anyone, they're going to friggin' fire you. Obviously they're not though, because as Radar Online reported, Radar Online, always have to do my Lisa Vanderpump impression. You think I called Radar Online to sell a story? Maybe she sold this story to Radar Online, but I don't know. I think that's interesting. I hope more stuff comes out about the Jersey thing. I don't know why Andy's saying like when we see the last episode, we'll be satisfied and know why there's no reunion. Stop just trying to lie to us. Like we know why there's no reunion. It's because everyone's going crazy up there. Just like everyone else is in the Bravo universe, to be honest. Everyone's just going cuckoo crazy. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Just like West is going crazy, like dumping Sierra. I can't wait to see the rest of the Summer House reunion. I don't know. I think he's mental. I think he's regretting it also. And I just saw on his TikTok, like he was so concerned to be tied down with Sierra in case he got the DMs over flooding with prospects of women. But I just saw on his TikTok, he was doing like a advertisement for like laxative pills. So it's like, I don't think the DMs are going to be flooding your way with laxative pills while Sierra's being like a Victoria's Secret model over there. Definitely blew that one, buddy, into the water like an idiot. Ugh, but I'm just trying to live day by day in the summer vacation. Shout out to everyone that's home alone with their children. Hopefully I can bring you some laughs and drama, because we have enough drama at home, staying at home with our children for the summer. I know I got drama. I got two girls. They're the older one's bothering the younger one, and then the younger one screams for her to go away. But then 2 minutes later, they're hugging and saying, "You're my best friend." And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are bipolar over here. Just like I feel like, oh, wait, I forgot to say my joke. So we thought Joe was crazy, like crazy Joseph from Vanderpump Rules. Victoria and Billie Lee are really beating her to the punch. I guess this is like the last we've seen and heard from Joe a little bit. I don't know though. I think she went on Billie Lee's podcast. But like I said, I will not bring myself to listen to Billie Lee's podcast. And I think Billie Lee did a lot of this because she's going on a comedy tour. And I'm like, since when are you funny? I mean, I don't know. All these people are crazy. And I think she used Tom. Like I feel like she wants to say Tom used me. It's like you used Tom to get back into some form of popularity. And then apparently she released a book, and I'm like, what the shit is going on? Honestly, everyone is mental. That's where I leave it off. I'm about to be mental because of summer vacation. It's barely been a week, but all the Bravo celebrities are mental, just to be honest.
As always, this was so fun, and you could find me on Instagram at Bravo T with the Stay at Home Mom, Spotify, and Apple. Till next time, see ya.